What is up, people of the internet? It's your boy Tashawn24. Welcome back to another video. Very excited for today. It is August 21st. It is 2 p.m. Eastern time here in Canada, and we are excited to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 beta. Yesterday I dropped a video on how to install the beta and how to access it through your BattleNet because your boy plays on PC, and hopefully that video was helpful. Today we are going to get into this game as quickly as possible and take a look at the settings and optimize the game before we even begin playing the open beta. We want to make sure we have a smooth and crisp experience all week and the next week following that. I already checked for you guys. NVIDIA driver is something that you want to always update before you start any game in general. I noticed that NVIDIA's last update was dropped in July, so I was kind of surprised about that. Hopefully what NVIDIA is doing is they're letting players test this weekend, and based on any issues that occur during the weekend, they're going to use all of that to push a new update next week. This is my guess, but we'll have to wait and stay tuned. I might drop another video next week. There are some core resources that I will be putting in the description of this video where you consistently check out throughout the weekend if there's been any patches that have been tweeted, or you can find a dedicated Twitter page, actually, oh my god, I sound old, X page online where NVIDIA also secretly drops driver patch updates and things like that. That's not official on the NVIDIA app itself. I've previously dropped videos on other Call of Duty games where this has been the case, and it has helped improve performance for people. So I will drop all of that in the description. I'm not going to go over all of that in this video. I wanted to make this quick as possible because your boy also wants to play. So let's get right into it. Again, make sure you go into your NVIDIA app. I'm going to open it up here quickly, and on your NVIDIA app you're going to go into the driver section and make sure your driver is up to date. As you can see, mine is up to date, so make sure you check that out. Now, previous Call of Duty games, they do have like this simulation that you can run to kind of benchmark how your performance is based on your CPU and graphics card that you have. So the results will vary based on what you have. So very, very big I don't know, asterisks there. I wanted to add on the top right hand corner, you'll see that I have like this baked in PC overlay where it shows me my FPS when I'm in a game, latency, and all of that fun stuff. So there will be some ways we can tell how the game is performing based on the settings that we, mess around with in game, and then see what type of frames we're getting. So that being said, let's get started. Let's launch the open beta and we'll go right into these settings and check it out for ourselves. All right, we're right in the game. We're gonna open multiplayer. Looks like my shaders has already been installed. I was trying to get into the game over and over again, and it didn't let me. I had to wait till 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's why I brought up the time in the beginning. I was like, why did I mention the Canadian time? So anyway, we're in the game. We're gonna go straight to settings. We're gonna go to graphics. Now, to some extent, just because I've played Modern Warfare 2019, 2, 3, I kind of have an idea of what settings are right off the gate you need to apply to kind of just get the best experience possible. So we're gonna start with the graphics display settings, and then we're gonna work our way into quality and then view. Again, like I mentioned, the performance does impact based on what graphics card you have and CPU. So for example, I have NVIDIA 4070 Ti. Don't ask me how I got this and how much I got it for, but I do have it. So definitely a bonus for me in terms of getting the most out of my card and performance, so that's great. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that my FPS is at 107. It's at the hundreds. There's no reason your menu needs to be at 100. You can change that for menu as 60, just so your menu is a smooth experience. I've had experience where when it's over 60 that it starts to, like, the menu starts to be a little janky, so you want to update that as soon as possible. So we'll get into that. It's not in the display settings, so we'll get to that. So my display mode is full screen borderless. That's good. That's what we want. My monitor is showing up. Display adapter, we leave that. Aspect ratio, we leave that automatic. Background shaders preloading, mine's already preloaded. You always want to leave that checked off because you want to make sure you have a smooth experience in game, and your shaders need to be preloaded before you start the game. So make sure you let your shaders install first before you start a game, or else your game is going to be pretty janky and laggy, whatever you want to call it. Display gamma, we're going to leave that. Gamma brightness, we're going to leave that. NVIDIA Reflex low latency. This is the one where, like, it's a hit or miss. It really depends on the NVIDIA driver update that you get for the game. I'm going to leave this on. I don't use the artificial boosting that I get from the low latency. So I'm just going to leave that as on. You can try for yourself, but for me, on has been better than on plus boost. Eco mode preset, I'm going to leave that as efficiency. That's totally fine. I don't want to draw too much power, so I'm just going to leave that. VSync, we're going to leave that off. VSync menu, 100%. Custom frame rate limit, this is the one I'm talking about. So for your menu custom frame rate limit, we're going to limit that to about 60. There's no reason, like I mentioned, to have it at like 100 or higher than 60. So I'm going to apply that settings. As soon as I apply, you'll notice my FPS is now locked at 60 for the menu. You want to keep this consistent, so leave that. Gameplay custom frame rate, usually I like to leave this unlimited, but then you'll notice that my menu custom frame rate is still 60. So, you know, that's still locked in, and then I want to know how much I can get out of my graphics card, so that's why I'm leaving it as unlimited. But then if you notice it's on unlimited already, but your menu custom frame rate is at 100, you want to switch that to custom, switch it to 60, and then come back and then change this to unlimited so that the menu custom rate is locked in. After that, we're going to go into reduce menu render resolution. We're going to leave that optimal. That's totally fine. Pause gaming rendering, we're going to leave that off. Most of these are pretty good. I wonder if any of my previous game settings just apply, like roll over to the next Call of Duty game, because a lot of these are pretty much what I had before, so that's cool to see. Graphic preset. Oh, by the way, whenever you move to tabs, it's going to ask you to apply the settings. You're going to click that and then move on to the next tab. So quality, we have it as recommended. However, this will change to custom as soon as I start changing the options. So we're going to first look at upscaling and sharpening, and we're going to click show more so we can see all of the different options. So we have DLSS. And then there's also fidelity. I like fidelity. This one works better for me. And as you like hover over these, it shows you like how much VRAM usage is also being kind of drawn from your VRAM, right? So if I go to fidelity, you'll notice that it's using a little bit more, but then I also see performance improvements. So I'm gonna go with fidelity. We'll play around with it. If there is a simulation to test out these, I will do that. I don't think there is though, but we're gonna leave that as, let's see, if I increase this, it doesn't change. I'm gonna leave it as 50 for now. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation, we're gonna keep that off. So I'm gonna keep it at fidelity cast and then move on to the next one here. We're gonna leave these all as usual. World motion blur only for cutscenes. I don't like motion blur. I don't like the word motion blur. I'm turning all of those off. One, because that's preference, but also I don't know who plays on motion blur. Like, the I don't know. That's ridiculous. World depth of field. Blurs nearby and distant objects. Environment during gameplay and cinematic. I am turning that off. Weapon depth of field. I am turning that off as well. Texture resolution. This one is high. I'm going to leave it on high just so I can get a feel for how good this game actually looks, but over time I would be changing some of these settings. I would probably change some of these to normal if ranked comes out, especially when the game actually comes out and ranked is available. I would probably even switch it to low or very low just so I get the most out of my frames. I'm gonna leave that as high for now. Texture filter, I'm gonna leave that as high. I don't think that one I did at ultra, to be honest. I'm not gonna see that big of a difference, so for me high is fine. Detail quality, we're gonna leave that high. Particle resolution, that high as well, because that's gonna make the game just better. Bullet impacts, I love leaving that on. I like to see that. Leaving the persistent effects on as well. Shader quality high, that's fine. Now on demand texture streaming, I know for like console you can download like a higher packs and things like that. Ours is already optimized, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna assume Call of Duty knows what they're doing with that one, so we're gonna leave that. Shadow quality, we're gonna leave that to high. Ultra is kind of pushing it. I know I have a 4070 Ti, but I want to just keep things at a optimized level rather than like computer overheating. Even though I have a nice AIO cooler, it doesn't mean I want to push it to ultra. So most of these shadow and lighting, I'm gonna leave it at high. Change this to high as well. Terrain quality, very high. I'm gonna leave that as high. Volumetric quality, this is when there's lighting, fog, and clouds. So this one, I'm gonna leave that as high, not gonna lie. And then weather grid volumes quality, I'm gonna leave that as high as well. So most of these are high. Water quality, we're just gonna leave that as all. Some of these could be new. I'm gonna go ahead and hit apply settings, and then we're gonna go into view. FOV, oh my god. So I play search and destroy, so I kind of leave it at 110, but you can push it all the way to 120 depending on what type of device you have and the type of monitor you have. I'm leaving it at 110. Enhance FOV, use physically accurate lens effects in I'm gonna leave that off for now. Vehicle field of view, I like wide. That's just my preference. Doesn't really affect the performance of the game, but you can go ahead and play around with that one. That's pretty much it. We're looking at audio. For audio, this doesn't affect the game experience. However, performance. However, this is more so game experience for myself. I'm gonna change this to headphones, and then I'm also going to bring down. Sometimes the quality, like the sound in this game, can be just a little too much. So gameplay, I'm gonna bring that a little bit. No, actually gameplay, I leave it up. It's the effects volume that I always bring down to like 60 or 50. I'm gonna leave it at 60. Cinematic music volume, I'm gonna leave that at 60 as well. Dialogue also, maybe I'll leave that at 70, and just make this as kind of my general recommended settings for audio, or looking into that. And then audio settings, I'm gonna leave mine as default, or actually, you know what, I'm gonna choose the I do have a Go XLR Mini, so for me, I'm gonna choose, yeah, I'll leave it as default. However, where is the party chat? Oh, that's under voice chat, so we're gonna go into voice chat. Volume is fine. Proximity is gonna be turned on, that's fine as well. Show more. These are all good. Voice chat, I'm gonna change this to my chat. That way I can always, I have a physical button on my Go XLR where I can mute my chat. That way people can't hear me in game if I don't want them to hear. But my mic is still turned on, so if I'm streaming, it's always people can still hear me, or my viewers can still hear me. So those are only things that I'm messing around under audio. Aside from that, we're pretty much good to go. We're gonna load into a quick game here. It doesn't matter what it is, we're just gonna drop into a game. See what game modes are available. So we have team deathmatch, domination, confirm, hardpoint. I wanted to experience kill block. I've heard a lot of Call of Duty has shared a lot of videos for kill block, so that's the one I'm gonna test out first. So let's go ahead and jump into a game, and we're gonna see what type of frames we get. All right, here is kill block. We're launching in to our very first game. Just the brightness looks a little bit too bright for me, so I'm just gonna go into the graphics brightness. We're just gonna bring that down a bit. Okay, like that's a little bit better. Wow, my sensitivity is way too high. Do not recommend that. But right now we're getting about 118 in terms of frames. All right, while we watch people play, because I suck, you can see the frames that we're getting. We're sitting around that 110 to 130 is the highest I've seen. So not the best. I should be getting much better than that. We're gonna change from fidelity cast back to NVIDIA, update some settings, and just jump right back in and see if things have improved. So graphics, we're gonna change it back to from, let's see, fidelity cast, right? That was full latency is on. We're gonna change that with boost, and then we're gonna go to quality. Apply those changes. We're gonna go to quality, and then we're gonna change the upscaling. We're gonna change this back to DLSS. Okay, and then quality, we're gonna do performance. Okay, I'm gonna do transformer. I know that probably gives me a little bit less FPS, but I'm okay with that. So that's fine there. Also noting my FPS is still back at that 100. So I guess custom is the only way where I can keep this at 60. That's what I'm learning. Apologies for that. So I'm gonna click apply settings. So that should drop back to 60. Yeah, cool. 250, I mean, I'm not even getting over 130, so 250 is pretty reasonable. If I can get it over that, that would be great. So let's go back and jump back into a game. I'm not going to play kill block just now, for now, because that takes longer. So I'm going to use any of these options are fine, to be honest. So let's jump back in and let's see if that increased my FPS. All right, here's a cutscene. So obviously my frames are going to look a little bit higher on the cutscene, so let's get into the game and then see if that is increased in any way. Definitely seeing an increase. I'm sitting at the 128, 134. I think before I was sitting at 117 or 110, so that's good to see. I could probably be doing more to get a bit more performance. Like I said, I will be testing throughout the weekend and checking if I can push that number up. But I already see an improvement, which is great. And as you can see, I'm running around, I'm sliding, I'm jumping, I'm making all sorts of movements here. And look how fluid this feels. Like, that's one thing this is me as a gamer talking now. Like, I am pumped to see the movement changes from, like, you can definitely see there's a difference between Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Like, this feels more like, again, we're not here to judge my skills, but like, you can see that this feels more like MW 2019, which is, I am pumped to see that. I love that game. We played that game for like 4 years, so to see it look this good. Okay, now I'm actually locking in, but to see it at that level, I am happy. Ooh, I couldn't get them both, but no, I had to do something there. So that's good to see. So we're sitting at that 124. Right now I'm at 119, 123, 130. So the boost does help, and the NVIDIA low latency definitely is better than the fidelity cast. In previous games, I felt like fidelity cast worked better, but in this case, that's not the case. I'm gonna leave this game again. I'm gonna check if there's any other ways, and obviously, like, you're seeing it at 120, 130, because I'm also, if you see my graphics, I'm leaving a lot of these things on high, right? Like, I'm sure if I put this to normal, I'm gonna get way higher frames, right? Let's do that. That's gonna be my final test, where I'm gonna put things to normal and medium and or standard, and then you're gonna see the difference in frames. So it's not really, I know fidelity cast, like I mentioned, changing it from fidelity cast to NVIDIA DLSS, I don't know why I kept saying full latency, NVIDIA DLSS does make some sort of, you know, difference. The game works fine no matter what settings I apply, but for frames, specifically speaking, if I change all of these from, you know, low, this one I'll leave high, but the rest, if I'm going to leave these as normal to standard, right, these are the changes I'm making, nothing else. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to jump back into a game, and let's see how this feels now. All right, so we're going to choose the same gun. Cutscene, obviously, as we can tell. Even the cutscene, I feel like the frames have increased. I'm at 157 now. So this is what I'm talking about. So the quality has gone down to normal, standard, and low for the most part. But you can see my frames are now 140 to 138. So 138 to 140 is what I'm consistently kind of getting. See, I'm at 148 right now. Ah. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. Felt a little campy there. That's not me. I like to be aggressive. But as you can see, I'm at my frames have improved by at least 10 to 15, which is great to see. I'm sure if I move this to lower than normal, I'm gonna get a little bit more of an FPS boost. But again, that means I'm compromising my gameplay experience, and you know, these guys put in a lot of work to make this game look good. So I'm gonna stick to probably normal, if I'm gonna be honest, because the quality, it changes a little bit, I guess, but I would sacrifice a little bit of both to kind of meet in the middle. So kind of a mix here. So we're gonna do normal, and we're gonna leave the to just get a little bit more frames, but the game still looks good. Quality like brings down those frames by like 10 to 15, like I said. So the balance here for me would be normal. That's what I would recommend, but again, it's based on preference. I'm just showing you my settings and a couple of my gameplays here, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you at the next one. Peace.